Stress management. Everybody has stress. That's normal. I wouldn't be here today if I didn't make a plan to have the talk and then stress about making the slides. If I didn't get stressed over taking a test, you know, I wouldn't have become a doctor. Some stress is normal. However, chronic stress is bad for the body. The best examples of chronic stress are taking care of an ill parent or an sick child. Stress that doesn't go away. The stress of a divorce, the stress of financial difficulties, of not being in charge of your own future. That kind of stress leads to serious decreases in your immune system. It leads to high blood pressure, more stomach acid, blood clotting, high cholesterol, high blood sugars, diabetes, all sorts of terrible things. When you think of my example of the lady with the breast cancer gene in the bottle of gasoline, that stress is the heat. Okay? All of this inflammation created in the body is the heat. And you want to avoid that by knowing how to manage stress. If you get stressed out, you're likely to get depressed. And if you get depressed, you're likely to engage in unhealthy behavior. Maybe smoking, drinking, inactivity. Okay? So it becomes a downward spiral on your health. Stress very specifically changes hormones in your body. Some of the hormones, a very specific enzyme, is responsible for the size of your DNA. And if that gets too small, too low, then you wind up dying. But it's been shown that people who undergo intense training in meditation, yoga, lifestyle interventions, can actually reverse that. Your genes are not your destiny. You can change the way your genes are functioning by how you think, how you eat, and how you behave. We have lots and lots of depression these days. Okay? People tend to be isolated. We have more older people than younger people. It gets worse as the society ages. Being able to connect, to touch, to communicate is actually a key element of wellness and healing. Often you go to the doctor, someone comes to see me, and I reach out and I hold their hand and I feel for their pulse. Okay? Well, I'm doing two things when I do that. Of course, I'm checking the pulse, but more importantly, I'm touching you. No one else in society generally has the freedom to violate your personal space like the doctor does. I get to go up to people all the time and I'm listening to their heart. You know, I get extra close, you know, and I'm right next to you, but it makes you understand you can trust me, and I'm here to hold you, to touch you, to find out how I can help you. And touching and being connected are part of the entire healing process, the wellness process. I told you I'm not just trying to be trendy. Facebook is not going to cure cancer, all right? None of these are going to cure cancer, but social networks provide a way for people to connect. And whether your social network is a mahjong game, going out for a bike ride with friends, or getting online with a community, being part of a network is very important to your health. I would argue that these are the modern social networks. But these are the original social networks, okay? These are very important social networks. And being a part of a religion or any group helps bring you together in an intimate experience, okay? Meditation is actually probably the most intimate experience because it's self-reflection. It's trying to touch yourself in your mind in an inward way. Being part of a religious group or any tight, intimate community also is likely to teach you some very important healing techniques. Number one on my list, forgiveness. Forgiveness, if Eng Tek wrongs me and I forgive him, do you think it has anything to do with Eng Tek? No. It's about making me feel better. All right? I'll wash my hands of him and say, you're forgiven, because I want to get that negative idea out of my body. I want to be able to move on, because if I let that negativity fester inside, it's going to raise the temperature. It's going to go to all of that stress and all of those hormones we just talked about. So giving, charity, forgiveness, altruism, all of these things are core to religion and any kind of intimate social group that respects each other. So it's an important part of my life balance and my health prescription.